cartoons of all time that defined your childhood. No doubt that nowadays everyone loves cartoons, especially kids. Not only kids but some young people also wanted to see animated movies to relax themselves and recall their memories of childhood. This list includes greatest old cartoons as well as current cartoon TV shows. Welcome to DLP Movie, and let's count down our top 10 best cartoons of all time that defined your childhood. Dexter's Laboratory. Dexter's Laboratory is an American comic science fiction animated television series created by G.N.M.D.Y. Tartakovsky for Cartoon Network, and the first of the network's cartoons. The series follows Dexter, a boy genius and inventor with a secret laboratory, who constantly battles his sister Dee Dee in an attempt to keep her out of the lab. He also engages in a bitter rivalry with his neighbor and fellow genius Mandark. The first 2 seasons contain additional segments: Dial In for Monkey, which focuses on Dexter's pet lab monkey superhero, and The Justice Friends, about a trio of superheroes who share an apartment.
Remove and contain the most annoying personality trait known to man: rudeness. Behold, the rude removal system!
The show is original and the characters are actually really lovable and relatable. The humor is smart and funny, and the plots may seem lame, but they are actually executed very nicely. This show was pretty creative and funny, and still is today. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Avatar: The Last Airbender is set in an Asiatic-like world in which some people are able to manipulate the classical elements by use of psychokinetic variants of Chinese martial arts, known as bending. The show combines the styles of anime and American cartoons, and relies on the imagery of various East Asian, Inuit, Southeast Asian, South Asian, and New World societies. Therefore, whether or not the series can be considered as an anime work is often discussed. The series follows the adventures of protagonist 12-year-old Aang and his friends, who must bring peace and unity to the world by ending the Fire Lord's war against the other 3 nations.
Yeah! Nothing except for water. Everyone knows that water is the best element in the world.
This is one of the best animated series to come out in recent years, pushing the limits of typical kids shows. Avatar truly made its mark when it first debuted on Nickelodeon. As cartoons go, the show explored some pretty heavy stuff, and its serial format was bold. Futurama. Futurama is an American animated science fiction sitcom created by Matt Groening for the Fox Broadcasting Company. The series follows the adventures of a late 20th century New York City pizza delivery boy, Philip J. Fry, who, after being unwittingly cryogenically frozen for 1,000 years, finds employment at Planet Express, an interplanetary delivery company in the retro-futuristic 31st century.
You know, it's funny.
What?
You're a wiener!
Futurama is the whipping boy of modern primetime cartoons. Since it was made by the creator of The Simpsons, it was expected to be exactly like it. Futurama had its own brand of comedic flair, which is absolutely hilarious. Bender, Fry, Leela, Hermes, Zoidberg, all of these characters are well thought out and work incredibly well together, on top of the fact that situations and anecdotes from previous episodes are brought up all the time, adding continuity to an already excellent series. Looking for the A-comedy cartoon with perfectly timed humor and characters that you actually want to meet and or grope? Then Futurama is for you. Batman, the animated series. The series focused on the adventures of Batman, a dark vigilante hero who defends Gotham City from a variety of costumed villains. When Batman, the animated series came around, it didn't take people long to see that it was something different. Here was a cartoon that was written for adults.
You remember me, Mr. Wayne.
It could be viewed by older kids, but it had great depth for the adults who took any time with it. As this series is a reinterpretation of the world created in the comics, most of the episodes here are origins of the villains, and for the most part the episodes work very well. What allowed the series to age so well is that the writing is top-notch. Each episode feels like a self-contained short film, and the writers have at once managed to give every character a great deal of humanity and individuality to underscore the directness of the visuals. SpongeBob SQUAREPANTS. The film, which is as economically made as it is primitively animated, ambles from adventure to adventure, taking nothing seriously, not even itself. There's trouble brewing in Bikini Bottom. Someone has stolen King Neptune's crown, though he's just been passed over for the promotion of his dreams. SpongeBob stands by his boss and, along with his best pal Patrick, sets out on a treacherous mission to Shell City to reclaim the crown and save Mr. Krabs' life. Despite its widespread popularity, the series has been involved in several public controversies, including one centered on speculation over SpongeBob's intended sexual orientation, and another focusing on the perceived declining quality of the show's content since the release of the first film. Scooby-Doo, where are you? Unlike most cartoons, Scooby-Doo was a smart and ingenious creation that required thinking and deep thought. The adventures of 14 sleuths and their Great Dane have been a regular viewing pleasure for years. Scooby-Doo was one weird little cartoon in its day, but a great cartoon all the same. Part of what made it so good was the genuinely surreal feeling of every episode. We have 4 hippie kids and their dog, totally into the 60s culture, and yet none of their surroundings resemble anything like planet Earth. Instead, they drive their groovy van into creepy landscapes consisting of green fog and dark, menacing forests. On the rare occasion when they would leave the Valley of Death and go to an actual city, they would be surrounded by abandoned warehouses and empty construction sites. Take all of this and add that spooky xylophone music, and you have one hell of an atmosphere. The Flintstones. This popular animated television cartoon featured 2 Stone Age families, the Flintstones and their neighbors, the Rubbles. Much of the humor was based on its comic portrayals of modern conveniences, reinterpreted using Stone Age technology. Most notably were their cars, complete with absence of floorboards to allow them to be foot-powered.
I'd feel better if I knew Fred was all right. Me too. Let's call home at intermission.
Step aside, Pagliacci, whilst the captain warms up.
The Flintstones is the first animated primetime American television series. If the Flintstones had been able to devise a story as interesting as its production values, it would have been some kind of wonderful. This is a great-looking movie, a triumph of set design and special effects, creating a fantasy world halfway between suburbia and a prehistoric cartoon. The frame is filled with delightful and inventive notions, all based on the idea that modern America might somehow be reconstructed out of rocks. Just watching it is fun. Tom and Jerry. As we all know, the Tom and Jerry is a very famous and popular cartoon, which is liked by most or all the kids. The cat, the name of which is Tom, following the little rat, the name of which is Jerry, is very interesting and very much adventurous. The cartoons are known for some of the most violent cartoon gags ever devised in theatrical animation, such as Tom using everything from axes, hammers, firearms, firecrackers, explosives, traps and poison to kill Jerry. On the other hand, Jerry's methods of retaliation are far more violent due to their frequent success, including slicing Tom in half, decapitating him, shutting his head or fingers in a window or a door, and so on. Because of this, Tom and Jerry has often been criticized as excessively violent. Despite the frequent violence, there is no blood or gore in any scene. The Simpsons. The series is a satirical depiction of working-class life epitomized by the Simpson family, which consists of Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie. The show is set in the fictional town of Springfield and parodies American culture, society, television, and the human condition. The Simpsons is witty, fast-paced, touching, hugely entertaining, and most importantly, laugh-out-loud funny. There is, admittedly, a fine line between being hilariously perceptive and just plain, even objectionably, silly. While habitually teetering on that line, The Simpsons has shown a remarkable ability to come down on the right side most of the time.
Just try to enjoy your dinner, sweetie.
I can't. I sold my dinner futures.
Nice doing business with you, boy.
Homer!
It's okay.
There are just too many things to mention about The Simpsons. It can be touching occasionally. More often the viewers are treated to an unequaled cavalcade of obscure references, surreal side gags, wacky adventures, self-mocking irony. The list goes on and on. Just watch it, else you're missing out on one of the most important elements of 1990s popular culture. Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes, animated short films produced by the Warner Brothers Studios beginning in 1930. Since its success during the short film cartoon era, Looney Tunes has become a worldwide media franchise, spawning several television series, feature films, comic books, music albums, video games and amusement park rides, as well as serving as Warner Brothers' flagship franchise. Many of the characters have made and continue to make cameo appearances in various other television shows, movies and advertisements. The most popular Looney Tunes character, Bugs Bunny, is regarded as a cultural icon and has his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Several Looney Tunes films are regarded as some of the greatest animated cartoons of all time. In 2013, TV Guide ranked Looney Tunes as the third greatest cartoon of all time, out of 60.
Thank you very much.
What is your favorite cartoon from the list? Let us know below and do not forget to subscribe.